Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. Steffy's questionable actions are Hope's suggested response. According to Tuesday, May 27th spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy Forrester acts suspiciously, and Carter Walton will respond to Hope Logan's proposed response. Carter simply pulled out an engagement ring at the loft and proposed to Hope, who was in disbelief. Hope was unable to offer Thomas Forrester the dedication he so badly desired, but is she able to give Carter the same? Hope has undergone significant shift in the last few episodes, particularly since learning that Liam Spencer has a terminal illness. All indications suggest that Hope will accept Carter's engagement because it has served as a stark reminder of how fleeting life can be. Naturally, a part of Hope would feel compelled to reassure Liam that she will be alright and provide him with some comfort. Hope might make Carter the happiest guy alive for the time being by consenting to get married, but it might be a mistake to rush into marriage. Liam and Tanner Novlan's character John Finn Finnegan will continue their affectionate time at the Cliff House. Liam is relying on Finn to continue the tradition since he knows that one day he won't be able to be a father to his daughters. They will continue talking about Kelly Spencer, Sophia Parras, Beth Spencer, Jordan Grace, and the challenging path ahead because Finn promised Liam that he would be honored. Liam will find it difficult to even consider leaving his beloved girls, but Finn will be there to support him when he needs it. When Steffy becomes outspoken about her support for Hope's happiness, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge Forrester at Forrester Creations will question her. There will be considerable discussion regarding Daphne Rose's, Muriel Hilaire, move to Paris, but Steffy might confess that she wants Carter and Hope to stay together. Steffy suddenly becoming so Team Hope in every aspect of her life may raise suspicions in the eyes of Ridge and Brooke. Brooke and Ridge will continue to feel as though they are missing important information because Steffy brought Hope back to the firm and will now be supporting her love bliss. Since Ridge and Brooke aren't aware of Liam's incurable brain tumor yet, B&B fans are aware that they are missing a crucial component of the jigsaw. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke and Ridge will eventually receive updates on that terrible news, so keep checking back. Steffy's declaration, Bridge suspicious, and Hope's response. Spoilers for Tuesday, May 27th, 2025's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful are out. Fans may anticipate Hope Logan's response to Carter Walton's marriage proposal in tomorrow's episode. Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan become skeptical of Steffy Forrester Finnegan. Additionally, John Finn Finnegan and Liam Spencer share a touching moment. Let's discuss what will happen in the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. I hope Logan's wedding response. Carter will be tensely awaiting Hope's response in tomorrow's episode. The possibility of Hope declining the wedding proposal is always present. After all, even though Hope claimed to love Thomas Forrester, he was turned down several times. Will Hope inform Carter that she intends to wed him? Or might there be another issue? Hope appeared less nervous about Carter's proposal than she did about Thomas's. Thus, it's possible that Hope will accept the outfit from Carter. The declaration of Steffy Forrester Finnegan. She will declare it over with Steffy. Ridge and Brooke become skeptical of Steffy since she will help ensure Hope's happiness. Ridge can clearly remember how Steffy recently declared she would never trust Hope again in addition to banning her from Forrester Creations. Everyone will therefore question what's truly going on if they suddenly become best friends without providing a clear reason. The Bridge is suspicious. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge will most likely ask Steffy why she changed her mind. However, Steffy pledged to preserve Liam's secret. Steffy will therefore probably need to devise a plausible cover narrative. Brooke may think it's fantastic, but she might also question what Steffy is concealing. Brooke might be concerned that Steffy is arranging for Hope. Therefore, Liam's secret can still negatively impact other characters. Also read, next 2-week spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill's finding, Luna's error, and Hope involved. 2025, Tuesday, May 27th. Finn and Liam will carry on their chat over at the Cliff home. After he leaves, Liam asked Finn to be the father of Kelly and Beth Spencer. It was a heartwarming experience. That discussion, though, might result in Finn pressuring Liam to inform others of his impending death. Finn can see the toll the secret is having on Steffy, but he will also be able to grasp Liam's logic. On The Bold and the Beautiful, May 27th is looking to be one of those days that will never be forgotten, the kind where people's emotions are exposed, long-standing questions are finally answered, and one phrase has the power to permanently alter the lives of numerous characters. Hope Logan finally gives Carter Walton the response he's been waiting for after weeks of emotional turmoil, unclear futures, and complex relationships. The moment is sure to be one that is full of suspense, excitement, and many raised eyebrows among the Logan and Forrester families. The slow-burning romantic saga between Hope and Carter has been building to this moment, and viewers have been eagerly awaiting it. Now that the day has come, the consequences will be felt throughout Los Angeles. We must go back a little in order to appreciate the significance of Hope's response. The path that Hope and Carter have taken thus far has not been ordinary. It was surprising when they initially discovered that they were in the same emotional orbit. Hope was attempting to regain her identity after her split from Liam, while Carter had long ago moved on from his heartache with Quinn and Paris. Hope was torn between her wish to rediscover love, happiness, and harmony in a relationship and her loyalty to a man she had once loved as Liam's health started to decline. Reliable and patient, Carter turned to become that refuge. Their relationship developed gradually and was based on shared values, emotional compatibility, and an unspoken understanding in addition to desire. Therefore, the audience, as well as the rest of the cast, were shocked when Carter eventually got down on one knee and proposed to Hope in what may have been one of the most romantic scenes B&B has produced this year. Ever the critic, Ridge wondered if Hope really knew what she wanted from the Logans. Hope's mother, Brooke, struggled to balance her desire for her daughter's happiness with her sense that things were happening too fast. Liam, who was enduring his own medical challenges and the anguish of knowing that someone else might ultimately capture Hope's heart for good, was watching all of this from the sidelines. Hope is the center of attention as May 27th approaches. Despite the tremendous pressure, the atmosphere is one of hope, pun intended. In recent episodes, Hope has been reflecting on her relationship with Liam and assessing her potential future with Carter. Her last moments before this crucial day revealed a lady prepared to simultaneously embrace vulnerability, strength, and clarity. She is aware that her response to Carter is a statement about the type of life she wants to lead going ahead, not merely a yes or no. We finally get that beautiful moment when Hope says yes, standing across from him with her eyes sparkling with unshed tears and her hand lightly touching the engagement diamond he offered. However, nothing is ever simply happy in The Bold and the Beautiful. The Forrester Creations family is immediately rocked by Hope's acceptance of Carter's proposal. Steffy is shocked since she had become suspicious of her brother-in-law's increasing intimacy with her long-standing opponent. She is aware that Hope isn't merely moving on, rather, she is establishing roots that may upset established equilibrium in their homes and at work. Meanwhile, Brooke feels conflicted. Although she is happy that her daughter is happy, she is aware that Hope's heart is unpredictable. She questions whether Carter is a long-term match or just a consoling diversion during a trying time. Although Ridge presents himself as stoically neutral, viewers can tell he's assessing the scenario and wondering how it will impact the already delicate Logan-Forrester relations. Then there's Daphne, Carter's new love interest who is now a romantic misfit. Daphne starts what might turn out to be a potent and unpredictable new storyline while watching from the sidelines as her sadness transforms into seething bitterness. A person who refuses to be forgotten may react dangerously to Hope's excitement. In an earlier episode, Daphne made a silent vow to herself, they believe this is over. It's not. Looms huge over Hope and Carter's happy engagement. This lovely new beginning could be the spark that starts a conflagration of secrets, retaliation, and jealousy. But as of right now, Hope and Carter own May 27th. In a program that is frequently filled with tragedy and betrayal, their engagement offers a unique moment of calm and joy. There is no denying their chemistry, and their shared joy is surprisingly genuine. Hope's acceptance of the proposal represents both personal development and romantic commitment. For herself, her happiness, and a future she is actively creating, she is making a decision. She is choosing happiness, stability, and a partner who views her as a woman deserving of love rather than as a project or a problem. She is not waiting to be saved or trapped in the shadow of her past with Liam. For his part, Carter is glowing. It's difficult not to cheer for him, particularly after so many unsuccessful romantic endeavors. The emotional gratification that B&B fans crave is witnessing him finally receive his chance, a genuine, public yes from a woman he greatly admires and values. One of the season's most heartwarming scenes is a result of his sincere speech prior to popping the question, his obvious nervousness, and the intense appreciation in his eyes when Hope accepts. Of course, happiness does not guarantee a pleasant journey. Complications are already anticipated. Despite his personal health problems, Liam won't remain silent indefinitely. He is deeply affected by the engagement news, particularly as he considers everything he has lost and how rapidly Hope is progressing. His response, which was still unknown at the end of the episode, may go in a number of ways. Will he become resentful? Will he make an effort to woo Hope back? Or will he let her go and gracefully embrace this new chapter? There is also the professional perspective to take into account. The atmosphere at work at Forrester Creations will change significantly now that Hope is engaged to Carter. Will the board consider whether or not commercial choices will be influenced by personal feelings? Will Steffy feel pressured to take charge in areas where she has always been submissive? Despite being personal, the engagement has significant ramifications for every employee in the organization, and the repercussions may develop into a major story point in the upcoming weeks. But it's a celebration for the time being. We shall remember May 27th as a day of opportunity, progress, and love. Hope and Carter revel in the radiance of a fresh start as champagne is poured, confetti is tossed, and joyful tears are shed. For once, The Bold and the Beautiful gives viewers an unadulterated moment of happiness as the camera lingers on their intertwined hands, the ring glistening in the sun. It's not going to last. That is the show's nature. There will be power struggles, secrets, betrayal, and heartache. For now, though, we toast Hope and Carter, a couple who overcame adversity, discovered happiness together, and defied expectations. One thing is certain as we anticipate the consequences, the festivities, and the unavoidable turns, this is the best soap opera you've ever seen. Daphne may be that character on The Bold and the Beautiful. Viewers have seen her fit in with the Forrester orbit ever since she came to Los Angeles with her charm, self-assurance, and a well-guarded history. She first appealed to Carter Walton because she was captivating, intelligent, and enigmatic. The holes in Daphne's flawless facade are beginning to emerge, though, now that the dust has cleared and Carter has decided to go with Hope Logan instead of her. Could this seldom injured woman's pride turn into a dangerous obsession with Carter? It feels inevitable, not just likely. Daphne dislikes being disregarded. That much is obvious. She wasn't subtle in her initial pursuit of Carter. With calculated ease, she inserted herself into the social scene around Forrester Creations, arranged coincidental meetings, and made disguised flattering remarks. She was invested in Carter, not simply interested in him. She researched his previous relationships, was aware of his breakup with Quinn, and made an effort to portray herself as the anti-Quinn. Steady. Secure. Although he was charmed by her attentiveness, Carter's heart was never completely opened. Daphne could sense that his affections for Hope were still buried just beneath the surface. After weeks of emotional turmoil with Liam's illness looming over everyone's shoulders, Daphne's world fell apart when Carter and Hope were reunited. For a long time, she had thought that Carter simply needed time to recognize her and understand her contributions. However, he ultimately didn't pick her. He went with the Logan, the blonde, and the heritage. Daphne is currently spiraling, and it's not looking good. In private, she has started asking herself how Carter could make such a mistake, whether Hope has deceived him, and whether this is all a cruel joke being played at her cost. A darker side of Daphne is beginning to emerge as the once composed character begins to fall apart. She has started researching Hope's past by reading up on all of the public scandals, affairs, and breakdowns. She is learning patterns by heart. She is searching for flaws. Even worse, like a private investigator with a grudge, she has started gathering them, documenting them, and following them. She will eventually be compelled to take dramatic action due to her fixation. For his part, Carter has no idea that a storm is building just out of his line of sight. His goal is to re-establish a genuine relationship with Hope by providing her with the affection and stability she was unable to find with Liam. Still emotionally broken by Liam's medical emergency, Hope is relying heavily on Carter and finding comfort in his embrace. However, Daphne could lose her temper because of that intimacy and comfort. Daphne believes that she is the only woman who could show Carter the kind of love he deserves. And the fact that it is invisible to Carter? She dissents because of that misconception. She does not think that she is lost. She feels that what was properly hers was taken by Hope, and Daphne is secretly preparing her retaliation. Friends have begun to pick up on the changes. Daphne used to enchant Steffy, but now she seems unnervingly intense. According to reports, Paris informed Zen that Daphne gives her the creeps. Ridge, who is constantly consumed by his own drama, casually remarked that Daphne smiles like someone who's hiding something. However, nobody has yet to make the connection. They observe the strange conduct, but they fail to recognize the threat. Not quite yet. Daphne continues to go unnoticed. It won't remain that way for long, though, in typical soap opera form. How far Daphne will go is now the key question. Will she use emotional blackmail or perhaps a phony pregnancy cliché to attempt to woo Carter once more? Will she interfere in Hope's life, either emotionally or professionally, in an attempt to cause friction between the restored couple? Is a plot involving stalking, blackmail, or even a risky mishap that wasn't exactly an accident in the making? There is so much room for high-stakes drama, particularly if Daphne goes into full obsession mode. Additionally, viewers are aware that B&B doesn't hesitate to show characters going crazy in ways that are magnificent and eye-catching. Daphne's brilliance adds to the danger of her addiction. She doesn't act on impulse. She is calculating. She doesn't yell at fashion meetings or toss alcohol in people's faces. Rather, she makes plans. She sows seeds. Charm is one of her weapons. And she's much more terrifying because of that. Her subsequent actions could upend the entire cast of characters if she has determined that Hope is the adversary and that Carter has to be saved from this toxic relationship. Additionally, there is the emotional element. Daphne is heartbroken, not just angry. She genuinely thought Carter would be her future. And identity collapse may result from the shattering of that type of belief. Daphne might not even be aware that she is going through a mental health crisis. It feels like clarity to her. Her soul partner was Carter. The challenge is Hope. The way becomes clear once the obstruction is removed. Although it's illogical, it makes perfect sense to her. Obsession poses as purpose, which is why it is so lethal. Fans have already begun to speculate that Daphne's gradual descent into insanity may serve as the next classic villain arc on The Bold and the Beautiful. Could she develop into a contemporary Sheila Carter? A woman whose obsession becomes hazardous for everyone around her, not just the person she loves? With her hallucinations and mounting resentment, Daphne is the ideal example of the chaotic wildcard energy that the show has been lacking for some time. The seeds have obviously been sown by the authors. All we can do now is watch to see if those seeds blossom into a major drama. Carter, meanwhile, is blissfully ignorant. His moments with Hope have been romantic, emotional, and cautiously hopeful. After all the failed romances, heartaches, and betrayals, he thinks they are finally creating something genuine. He believes that Daphne was really a brief diversion, a charming bond that wasn't intended to endure. However, Carter's failure to see warning signs could prove his undoing. He could end up in danger if he doesn't take Daphne's increasingly erratic conduct seriously. When a woman is made fun of on B&B, she doesn't simply leave. She comes back with a plan, and plans usually don't work out. Expect furious confrontations, covert recordings, emotionally manipulative ploys, and perhaps even a public meltdown at Forrester Creations as the plot develops. Carter's love tale no longer has Daphne as a supporting character. She is turning into the impending storm that nobody anticipates until it is too late. Additionally, Carter and Hope might never experience tranquility again if she becomes completely fixated. Will Daphne develop a deadly obsession with Carter, then? Everything suggests that the answer is yes. And it might be one of the year's most memorable storylines if that's the path the Bold and the Beautiful decides to go. Fans will be discussing The Bold and the Beautiful's pivotal moment for months to come. What starts off as a calm, emotionally charged day swiftly devolves into a flurry of startling choices, passionate pronouncements, and an exit that is sure to leave the elites of Los Angeles with a huge hole in their hearts. Hope Logan and Carter Walton are the center of attention after shocking fans with an unexpected engagement that left some feeling happy while others were left feeling confused and heartbroken. A fan-favorite character's significant departure dampens the celebration of the happy couple's hopeful moment, serving as a devastating reminder that nothing in the world of B&B remains perfect for very long. Tension is evident from the beginning of the program. Standing on the brink of a moment that could change her life, Hope is visibly anxious but calm. With composure and sincerity, Carter gets ready to risk everything again. Their relationship had changed dramatically in the last few weeks, going from mutual support to increasing fondness, and now it has fully reverted to a passionate crescendo. Hope inhales deeply as Carter kneels in front of her, promising her a ring and the possibility of something fresh and genuine. She then whispers a quiet but assured yes with tears of happiness welling up in her eyes. It's the kind of romantic moment soap opera fans long for, private, exquisitely filmed, and emotionally charged. With the engagement ring glistening like a promise of something more, something steady, something at last exclusively for Hope, the camera lingers on their hug. However, in typical Bold and the Beautiful manner, there are repercussions for happiness. The Forrester and Logan families experience shockwave-like reactions as word of their engagement spreads. Brooke can't express how happy she is as a mother and worried that her daughter might be jumping into anything too soon. Uncertain of the implications of this development for the delicate dynamics of Forrester creations, Ridge is taken by surprise. Steffy, who has always been extremely protective of her family, views the engagement as a problem that could upset the harmony she has worked so hard to establish between the personal and business facets of the Forrester enterprise rather than as a reason to celebrate. The true twist is when Daphne Rose leaves. Daphne, who had gradually started to establish a stronger presence in the story and develop emotional bonds with Carter, ends up as the collateral damage of this engagement in a plot twist that few anticipated. The woman who had been attempting to establish herself in Los Angeles with love and purpose is taken aback when she learns that Carter has asked Hope to marry him. For Daphne, it's the destruction of everything she believed she was creating, not just a love rejection. At first, her sadness is silent, she doesn't scream or plead, but her stillness speaks louder than any rant. She leaves Carter a handwritten letter that says, "I hope you find the happiness I wanted for us," as she packs her belongings. Daphne's farewell scene is heartbreaking and tastefully melancholy. Eyes scanning the LA, bags packed, standing at the edge of the Forrester jet. She bids the city and Carter a final farewell in a whisper before venturing into the unknown. Although it's unclear where she's going, possibly Paris or New York, one thing is for sure, Daphne Rose's departure signifies the close of one difficult chapter and the potential start of another. Fans will undoubtedly wonder if Daphne's story is really over or if she will return with a secret and even a vengeance. The atmosphere back at Forrester Creations is complex. As Carter and Hope celebrate in silence, tensions are high among their coworkers. Recalling the rarity and value of second opportunities at love, Eric Forrester offers cautious support. Thomas appears to be focused on something else, either animosity or something even more deadly, as he is conspicuously absent from any well wishes. Liam Spencer, who is recuperating from a recent health scare, is shocked and silent when he hears the news. It's hard to read his reaction because his face is a mask of incredulity mingled with what could be hurt, sorrow, and helplessness. His world is falling apart, and although he won't say it out, it's obvious that he secretly hoped Hope would return to him. As the day progresses, we witness poignant moments between Hope and Brooke. The episode's high point is the mother-daughter heart-to-heart, in which Brooke gently cautions Hope against going too fast and inquires as to whether she is really prepared for a lifetime with Carter. But Hope is determined. She admits the hurt of her past, the turmoil in her relationship with Liam, and the uncertainty of their future together, but she claims that Carter is a symbol of kindness, serenity, and trust. She informs her mother, "He sees me. Just me, not who I was meant to be or who I used to be. And I require that." However, will Hope's confidence be sufficient to see her through the upcoming challenges? Because anxiety still simmers behind the champagne and festivities. In a corridor, Steffy confronts Carter and shares her worries, not only about his emotions but also about the potential impact this engagement may have on the company's reputation. Since Hope continues to be a divisive figure in the fashion industry, Steffy fears that their entire life could be at risk if their personal and professional lives were to merge. She is reassured by Carter, who is always diplomatic, but there is an underlying tension that is difficult to overlook. Fans are left wondering, though, is this the true love tale that it seems to be, or is there another secret twist at play? It feels like a loaded pistol ready to go off in a later episode because Daphne's departure is so subdued and muted. Would she bring a bombshell back? Is she concealing something? What about Liam? His relationship to Hope, unresolved emotions, and health problems are far from forgotten. One must wonder how long it will be until the emotional powder keg blows up. Hope and Carter continue to be the focus of attention on this momentous day in spite of all the uncertainties. They are a pair who dared to pursue happiness in the midst of turbulence because of their unmistakable chemistry and seeming strong bond. Although it's a lovely beginning, The Bold and the Beautiful has rarely allowed anyone to maintain their happiness for free. As the episode comes to a close, Carter and Hope are by themselves in her cabin, a peaceful moment following the storm. They both know that there may be difficulties in the future, but they are determined to face them together, so they raise a toast to that future. As Carter kisses Hope's forehead, the camera lingers on their clasped hands while the music is upbeat and the lighting is gentle. They seem to be making a commitment to the viewers as much as to one another in this scene. This love is real, no matter what storms come next. Nevertheless, the specter of Steffy's warnings, Liam's heartache, and Daphne's departure looms over them like storm clouds on the horizon. Even though Monday, May 26th, saw a significant departure and an engagement, The Bold and the Beautiful is only getting started on what promises to be a summer filled with secrets, scandal, and emotional ups and downs.